And good evening, everyone watching us live. I mentioned it earlier that we're looking at our mental health talk section. We've been looking at a very crucial topic, which is understanding and dealing with stress as part of the Stress Awareness Month here in UK. And I mentioned it earlier, the aim of why we decided to bring up today's topic, which is the Stress Awareness Month, is usually celebrated or marked in UK every April. So the aim is just to increase public awareness about causes of and how to cure this modern epidemic of stress. Everyone at one stage of life will develop stress either at workplaces or at home or with family. So knowing how to manage our stress is so important, and how we can improve on our mental well-being, and of course our physical well-being as well, and also things that are related to our health related issues in terms of stress. So these are what we'll be looking at today in today's section. I've mentioned some of the highlights of today's section. So it is so critical to recognize what stress and anxiety look like. Some people think when you're depressed or passing through anxiety, you might be stressed. Sometimes we could say yes. So it is critical to recognize that stress and anxiety look same. So taking steps to build that resilience over stress behavior on how it works and how we can deal with it goes a long way. So in literally, what do we mean by stress? How we define stress? You're welcome, Sister Justina, for joining me and for believing in our vision at Divine Mercy Vision. Please try and share with your loved ones. Please do me a favor by sharing. So stress is a state of anxiety. Excuse me. So it's also a extension of worries that sometimes that might cause be to circumstances or challenges around us. That is what we call stress, according to the NHS. So that is what we call stress. So sometimes we might be stressed either at workplaces due to workload, family pressure, and what have you. So stress has a larger impact on our society today. If you look at it, a lot of us are stressed every time, every day, every little thing we are stressed, and sometimes a lot of us even has transferred this aggression of stress to our families. So dealing with it and knowing when we are stressed goes a long way as well. So I mentioned this, that it has a larger impact in the society, and how can we know this when we talk about stress? So the most common cause of stress here in UK, because we mark this stress awareness month for UK in this April. So I'm trying to basically my research is on UK. So the stress here in UK, a lot of it, or a lot, according to my research, is work related, which is like 79% of it. A lot of people said they are stressed at workplace. So learning about stress or how dealing with stress, or learning how to deal or cope with stress, so important. So learning to deal with this stress is finding the elder position or things that we can do to manage our stress in terms of stress season. So stress awareness month, I'll look at the aims of it are like spreading awareness to people how they can manage their stress, and also to increase our knowledge on managing and preventing stress. So these are the highlights, some of the highlights we mentioned earlier. Now I'll be looking at the facts of about stress. I'll be looking at the signs of stress. I'll be looking at the common causes, and of course how we can cope with this challenging moment. And last, we'll be looking at some powerful solution we can use about stress relief. So the facts about stress, what are the things, the common facts about stress here in the UK? I mentioned this earlier that according to research that like a lot of people would say like work-related issue cause their stress, and of course 79% of people here in the UK will say their stress is caused by work. So stress in a minor to moderate doses may be expected as the body equipped to handle this reaction. So we have the ongoing stress, and we can have a chronic stress. So let's look at some of the what we look at what we mean by chronic stress and what we mean by ongoing stress. So chronic stress impacts the entire body, and this can affect our well-being, can affect our mental ability when we talk about a chronic stress. And of course, ongoing stress. Ongoing stress is the other part which whereby it's caused a risk factor for such as heart diseases for body, and of course dementia and stroke, because when the body is being stressed, and when we talk about this ongoing stress, it can lead to many diseases in our body, what we mention like heart diseases, dementia, stroke, and what have you. And of course, it can cause aging in the body. So it can lead to depression, starting from depression to anxiety, and of course, prolonged digestive issues. And some of this can even lead to IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome. So when you are stressed, for someone like me, when I'm stressed, I pass through a lot of things like going to toilets usually and not eating. So these are some of the signs that I know when I'm stressed. So when we look at chronic stress also might impact in our outlook. It might impact our well-being, of course, our interpersonal relationship. When we are stressed, we transfer aggressions to families around us, to people around us, even at workplaces. So these are some of the signs about chronic stress when someone is having chronic stress. And of course, chronic stress can be once in a while. It cannot, it's quite different from the ongoing stress that's someone having stress or stress done every day, which can lead to some issues in terms of health issues. And let's look at some of the causes of stress. There are so many things that can trigger stress. So let's look at it. So considering the fact that stress can be detrimental to our health, so we need to understand, and it is so valuable that we know that some of the things can trigger stress. One of the things I noticed that can trigger stress is cost of living. This is common. A lot of us know that the present economy is not laughing. So cost of living is one of the major causes of stress, whereby we think about how do we want to live our life in terms of finances managing our bills and what have you. So cost of living is one of the issues, paying our rent and mortgage, payments of bills and what have you. So these are some of the things that can make our body to be stressed down. And of course, work-related issues can also be part of these causes. I mentioned this earlier that according to NSH research, that 79% of people said workplaces causes stress for them. So work also can be a problem, can be a trigger to our stress. So workplace is one of the most substantial stressors. So like sometimes every workload can have actually be as well can stress us down, and of course low salaries. So we all know that workplaces can lead or be one of the triggers to stress. And of course, we can say one of the causes could be uncertainty about future, about life. A lot of us think about tomorrow. Too much worries. We try to think about what we're going to do in the future, what is our plan for the future. So all these can trigger as stress. So thinking about the future and planning about the future, of course, can lead or cause triggers causes of stress. Also, relationship and family life, can have issues or trigger make or causes of stress. A lot of us lives within our family, or we live within the family structure, probably husband and wife and children. So every time we see each other, we sometimes we are stressed and we're at home working, doing all sorts to please our family. So this can also be one of the causes of stress that can trigger our stress in terms of relating with our family, helping out doing also to make the family or family close as well. And also mental health well-being, which is that leads to the ongoing stress. I mentioned that earlier, that this can cause or one of the causes of stress. And of course, personal health well-being. What do I mean by personal health well-being? Some people experience health concerns due to chronic illness. Some people can be diagnosed of different illness that can be stressed down. For instance, someone that is undergoing or having issues with cancer, or someone that have been diagnosed with cancer or one ailment or the other. If you look at that, or look at the person, or look at such a person, the person might be stressed down in terms of how he or she can overcome that illness, what have you. So also we'll be looking at how we can recognize signs of stress. I'm going to be sharing my slide at some points to look at what I've said so far. So how can we recognize stress? There are so many ways we can recognize stress. I haven't said the causes or things that can trigger stress. So we can recognize stress either by and also it depends on individual. Individual, we know our body, how our body works or how our body relates. For me, for instance, when I'm stressed, I know I'm stressed. All I need to do is just to sleep or try to do some things to make my body calm down. So some of the things that we could know or recognize as signs of stress is increased irritability and anger. When we start anxious of so many things around us, getting angry and stuff, everything irritates us. These are some of the signs to tell that someone is stressed. And also changes in sleeping pattern. For me, for instance, I'm used to that. I'm not guilty of that. Like, I go to bed late. There's some people that anytime they go to bed, they get to bed easily, they sleep easily. So when sometimes you can think or look at your sleeping pattern is not as the way it used to be, that is sign of stress. That's changes to sleeping pattern can lead to, can show as a signs of stress as well. And lots of interest in activities. A lot of us like gymming, like walking, like swimming, like a lot of activities or physical activity. But by the time you start losing all these things that you love doing, like for me, I love singing, I love dancing, I love just making myself happy at my own moment. That is what I love doing. And I used to tell people, I will throw this out there, that just do whatever you think that makes you happy. That is how you can go out of stress, or you can deal with stress. That is the simple way I handle my own stress. When I'm stressed, I do a lot of things that makes me happy. I don't care what people say about me. I sometimes I go online, I dance, I sing. That is me. So as far as it makes me happy, as far as I'm enjoying what I'm doing. So also when you start losing interest on activities you do, or activities at home, be it a physical activity and other things around you. So these are some of the signs to tell you that you are stressed and you need a break. When you are stressed, you give yourself a break, isn't it? So we need to give ourselves a break. And also mood swings, loneliness can be a sign of stress. When someone is, I do hand sometimes doesn't, it affects. I do hand loneliness can be a sign of stress when someone is not doing anything. If you're not doing anything, get something doing. There are a lot of things that someone can learn on. In fact, this is a new era of technology that you can learn online. You don't wait for people to know, like on those days that you have to go and learn. And so you can learn so many things online. There are a lot of things that you can learn, or there are a lot of things you can gain online by watching and learning how to do. So changes in appetite can also be a sign of stress when you can't eat very well the way you used to eat. For me, I'm not eating type. So for someone that eats very well, and suddenly you can see that you lose appetite eating, and you can't eat, you can't do all those stuff you used to do, you like that big calabash food you used to eat. So that shows that these are signs of stress as well. And also feeling overwhelmed when things around you just feel overwhelmed. So these are signs of stress as well. And also stress can also cause headache. It can cause migraine for people. When you need to go to sleep, you don't go to sleep, you have a short sleep pattern. This can affect at least 6 to 8 hours sleep is recommended. So when you start having headache and migraine, these are some of the signs of stress. So we need to handle it, either getting a break and looking after oneself and looking after your body. And I'll be looking at a powerful solution for stress relief. How can we get a solution for stress relief? There are so many ways. It's so insignificant that according to this online research that I googled, you know, there are a lot of revealed about people practicing stress relief, and what are the ways that we can practice, or get this stress relief in terms of powerful solution that has been mentioned. Or like no according to that research, spending more time with friends and family goes a long way. For me, for instance, when I'm stressed or when I need to speak with my family, spending time, I try as much as possible to do it to relieve my stress if I can. So I would say this solution is one of the one important thing that I would say is, so I can recommend, like spending time with your family. If you are not within your family area, or you don't live with where your family is, you can go. These days is so easy that we can call online, we can call on WhatsApp, we can call on any to ease our stress. So speaking with your family, or going out, or traveling to meet your family, spending time with them goes a long way in terms of solution to relieve our stress. And also socializing. So this is one of the things that we do online. There are a lot of things online on social media that you can do. Socializing goes a long way. Sometimes, no, I know there are a lot of disadvantages compared to the advantages, but sometimes the advantages of socializing goes a long way in terms of our own mental health. There are a lot of things that we can learn there, and there are a lot of things we can also put our inputs in terms of online, like what I do every Sunday here. So you can impact your community, you can impact, you can do, sometimes a lot of, you can see even on YouTube, a lot of people can display what they do at home in terms of food, showing food to people, how to make food or how to dance. So these are some of the ways we can socialize in terms of which can improve our mental health and also improve our well-being. And also we could do a breathing exercise, which I call meditation and mindfulness. A lot of us know what we call mindfulness. Taking a break, sometimes breathing in and breathing out can help our stress. So these are part of the solution that the research chat discover in terms of bringing our stress relief to our body. So breathing exercise go a long way, and also meditation goes a long way when we are stressed down. Try and practice, try and meditate. It's might be different. The way you meditate might be different from mine. So for my home meditation can be in another way run. So you can do a breathing exercise by breathing and breathing out. This can help your body and also your mental health as well. And progressive muscle relaxation, you can sit down on the floor and relax your muscle. This can help you to relieve stress as well. And lastly, physical activity. There are lots of physical activity we can do out there. Thank you so much, Labi, for joining. So there are a lot of activities out there we could do. We could do physical activities such as gymming, swimming, walking. Take a walk when you're going a short distance, going out. Walk if you can walk. So all this physical activity can relieve our stress, can help our body and of course our mental ability. So as part of Stress Awareness Month, that is why we've decided to come up onto this topic, and I will encourage us, according to the stress awareness here in UK, as we are encouraged to do a 30-day challenge. So you can do that as well. We can join the team, joining them by doing this 30-day challenge. There are a lot of things you can do. You can do running, you can do go gymming. Just do anything that you feel is pleases your body. Just join the challenge. You can do it at the back of, at the comfort zone of your home. Do it when it pleases you, as long as you can follow the 30 days challenge. You can do what's it called? This yoga mat at home. So anything that pleases you, just join the challenge. I'm going to be sharing my screen to see so far what I've put together for today's section. I mentioned earlier that we're looking at Stress Awareness Month, and this aim is just to let people know on how to prevent stress, how to deal with their stress when because at some point in time, either you like it or not, you'll be stressed down. So how can we manage all those stress? So I've looked at the highlights, I've looked at what it entails and what stress actually means in according to NHA. So we've looked at the facts, we look at the common causes and signs of um of stress. We've looked at how we could recognize and the sign of stress, and also we've looked at how to cope with stress in terms of stress is a powerful solution to stress relief. And also we've looked at what is stress. I mentioned this earlier that stress is a state of anxiety. So it's also a tension of worries, either leading to or circumstances or challenges within us. So these are some of the things I've looked at today. We've looked at why the facts about stress. Stress has a larger impact in the society, and here in UK, according to the research, 79% of people believe that it is work-related issue that is causing them stress. So the theme for this year, I think I mentioned that earlier, that the theme for this year, Stress Awareness Month, is little by little. So doing things little by little, according to that stress, the way I see it is like doing things, giving yourself break. Not everything is all about money. I know a lot of us likes working, and sometimes we are stressed down. And according to the research, 39% will say that work-related issue is causing them stress. So how can we give ourselves a break in terms of doing things little by little? Do a little and let God crown your effort. So little by little goes a long way, and also understanding how to manage this stress. And some of the facts I've looked at, I've mentioned that stress has a minor or to moderate doses. We've looked at the chronic part of it, and we've looked at the ongoing stress. I mentioned earlier that the chronic stress impacts the entire body and can harm our well-being, and of course, in terms of long term, and also the ongoing stress, which I mentioned that is acts a risk factor that can relate to a long illnesses such as disease, heart disease, dementia, stroke, and depression, and anxiety. So these are some of the things that chronic and ongoing stress can cause. And we've also looked at the facts, which I just mentioned earlier, the facts about, and we've looked at the common causes of stress. And also, I mentioned that there are a lot of common causes of stress. Of course, for today's section, I mentioned that cost of living is one of the issues that cause stress in people's, you know, life, finances, how to manage their bills, mortgage, rent, and what have you. And also, work issues, workload, low salary can also be a cause to stress or uncertainty about future planning for the future. Worries about the future can be also one of the causes. Relationship of families, which I mentioned, that relationship can also affect, could be a broken relationship, or issues within the family. Also, this can be a stressful part in terms of when people lack support as well. These are some of the issues that we can, causes of stress. I also look at how we can recognize stress. And also this slide talks about this statistical information. I'm going to be dropping that tomorrow on my page, if by God's grace, if I remember, I will drop that, or today by God's grace. So these are some of the statistical information about stress here in the UK. I mentioned that 79% of people said stress is caused the the stress is caused at workplaces, either workload or low salary. Thank you so much, Fatima Baba, for joining me. So these signs of stress we've also look at, there are a lot of signs: increased irritability, and hunger can lead to signs, can show as a signs of stress. Changes in sleeping pattern is also part of it. Loss of interest in activities, which I mentioned earlier. Body ache and muscle issues or muscle tension, mood swings, loneliness. All this can be a signs of stress. Feeling overwhelmed, headache, and migraine can be a sign of stress. Trying to understand your body or trying to know your body shows, or some things your body have been doing, or this you cannot do again in terms of stress. You can really tell when it comes to stress or you're stressed down. What I'll advise people is, like, when you're stressed, try to take a break, because a lot of people these days, you just see some people, they are walking and before you know it, they fall down and it's gone. Before you know it, they are gone. So stress can be, in the body, accumulating in the body, and can lead to different issues in the body when you don't know when you need to observe a break. So also we've looked at a powerful solution. I mentioned that there are a lot of things we can do in terms of giving stress relief: breathing exercise, meditation, progressive muscle relaxation, physical activity in terms of gymming, swimming, and walking. Of course, socializing, improving our mental health and well-being. This goes a long way in terms to improve our mental well-being. So when we are stressed, I tell people, just take a break if need be. Just take a break. So there are a lot of help we can get here in UK. There are a lot of professional help. I tell people, when you need help, just the first person or place to visit is your GP. You can visit your GP, visit your doctor, tell your doctor how you feel, and they can refer you to, some organization that deals with these issues. So getting support goes a long way. Your mental health is so important, and when you feel stress, even at workplaces or at home, that you can't do anything, or you feel tired, voice out. A lot of people have passed on today because they try to cover things, up. They don't want to say things out, especially when they are stressed. So that is it for me today. I'm going to be sharing a video with you, which is a part of stress video awareness, stress awareness for the month. Let me see if I can share this video with you before I go. Let me see. So I'm going to be sharing my screen so we can watch this short video. I think it's just 2-minute video on stress awareness. Let's watch this together, then we can.
Stress is a natural part of our lives. We wouldn't be normal if we didn't experience stress. However, living with prolonged stress is bad for both our mental and physical health. It can lead to anxiety, depression, loss of confidence and self-esteem. It can also lead to high blood pressure, heart disease, lowered immunity and gastric problems. When demands around us exceed our internal resources and everyday ability to cope, stress is a distressing feeling that occurs, and if it isn't resolved, it can tip us into anxiety and the inability to function well. Moderate stress can take us to a state where we feel alert and focused, and like our minds and bodies are functional optimally. This is a good place to be. When the stress levels increase, or the same stress levels are around for prolonged periods, it can tip us into anxiety. No two people can tolerate stress in the same way. Some people can manage stress at work, but cannot manage stress relating to family. Others can manage stress well unless it is related to health or finances. Some people overeat when they are experiencing a period of stress. Some lose their appetite. Some people sleep lots. Others become insomniacs. Others experience effects like having an upset stomach or being short-tempered. We are all different. At Able Futures, we can support people to identify what's triggering their stress and to recognize the patterns that they have developed to deal with their stress. Then we can support them to unravel the pattern and learn new, healthy ways to deal with the stress. For more information about how Able Futures can support you if you are experiencing negative effects of stress, visit the Able Futures website or call Able Futures on 0800 321 3137 to to arrange regular appointments with our mental health specialists who can support you for 9 months at no cost if you're having problems with stress or other issues that are affecting your mental health.
So that's just a short video about stress awareness. I told you here in UK, this is every April will mark Stress Awareness Month, and that is why we've come up on today's section, being our mental health talk section, to look at what stress entails. And we've been able to discuss the little facts about stress. I know we can still get a lot of information online, either through the NHS sites, also mental health support service. We can get a lot of information about stress. I mentioned this earlier, that at very point in time we might, our body will undergo stress, either we like it or not. So it's so important that we know what works well for our body and what doesn't work well for our body. So when you see your body stressed down, or you're stressed down, do not hesitate to see your doctor or to speak to people that can guide you through. And of course, I'm not a professional. This is my little research about Stress Awareness Month, to celebrate or to mark the Stress Awareness Month in the UK. According to the video, you can watch that video. I mean, some of the information about the video, which we've mentioned about the causes or the signs of stress. So it's so important that as individual, we understand the signs, we have knowledge about the causes, and learn the signs in case we have all these related signs that have been mentioned. And you can reach out to mental health support service here in the UK if you're undergoing stress at the moment, or you feel low, losing your self-esteem, getting depressed, anxiety, and what have you, and you cannot carry on. You can speak to the mental health support service on 0800-321-3137. 0800-321-3137. That's the number contact of what's it called, the mental health support service here in UK. So also you can visit the NHS site. There are lots of information and resources we can get on NHS sites in terms of stress awareness, and that is why it's so important to go online, to check, to research on our own. As I mentioned, I'm not a professional, so it's always good to research on our own as well, something related to your health issues as well. So that is it for me today. Remember the theme, little by little. And I mentioned to end this section for today, as part of my conclusion, as part of Stress Awareness Month, is we need to undergo a 30-day challenge. It's not compulsory. Do it at your own comfort zone if you feel you can do it. Undergo 30-day challenge, and to encourage yourself, your body, you can pick up any activities that feel good for your body in terms of either physical, mental, emotional, to improve your emotional well-being. You can pick up any activity. For me, for instance, I go gym every Tuesdays. For some reasons now, I've not been able to go for some times, and I can see it's working on me. So if you're stressed, do what you feel can make your stress go down, or stress relief, and I pray the Lord will help you all. Thank you so much for joining me today, and for those that I'm going to use this minute to acknowledge few people that I can see online that have commented today. Thank you so much, Sister Justina Babagana. Thank you so much for joining me. Afolabi Lunati. Thank you so much for joining me. Fatima Baba. Thank you so much for joining me. I love every one of you. And for those that are behind the scene, thank you so much for watching. And for those that will be watching after, I love every one of you. Thank you for believing in this vision. Thank you for joining me every Sunday. And for those that usually share as well, thank you so much. I give it to you all. Is a big thank you to you. Thank you very much for believing in this vision. And I want you all to please, as much as possible, to follow us on our page at Divine Mercy Vision, and as well share our video. I only come live once in a week. You can see, just once in a week. So just please share with your loved ones, share with your families. What we do here on this platform is to talk about health related issues, of course, different lifestyles, talk section, and we do bring out guests when need be to look at a very important topic for us. And sometimes we do have a celebration aspect, which is the last last day of the month, so which is coming up on the last day this month of April. So keep joining us every Sunday between the hours of 4 and 5 p.m. on our platform, if God carries is coming. And I hope to see you upper week. I don't think I'll be live next week. Pardon me, I know we've had 2 weeks break of Easter, but I'm not sure if I'll be live next week. And if I'll be live, I'll put that on my page. So follow us at Divine Mercy Vision UK, share our broadcast, even you can share our live past broadcast as well. God bless you, everyone, for joining today. And before I end the show, I'm going to say a word of prayer and light music to end my show. So, Heavenly Father, I thank you for today. I bless your name. I give you glory and adoration for bringing us even to this special Sunday and for taking lead onto this topic of our mental health talk section. Our Lord and our Father, even as we go into new week, we pray you will bless each and every one of us. As we go into the new week, you will bless all that pertain to us, our families, our children, and it shall be well with us. And when as we come back here, Father, we shall come back to glorify your holy name. For in Jesus' mighty name we have prayed. Amen. Thank you so much for those that believe in our vision, for those that have been joining us in the past, for those that will still join us. Thank you so much, and God bless you. And I'm going to see you whenever I'm back on this platform. Until then, stay blessed. I'm going to share my screen again so we can enjoy this short music before I end the show. Let's enjoy this short music. And if you're just joining us on this live broadcast, you're celebrating the month of April, feel free to drop your name on my messenger, your picture, so we can add you on our e-design for this month of April birthday shout out. So that is it for me today. We've looked at our straight awareness talk for today. We've looked at some important topic about stress, how we can cope with stress. We've looked at some of the facts about stress. Thank you so much, Sister Justina. I can see you said you just came back from church. Thank you so much. You can actually watch this later. So thank you everyone for believing in this vision. For those that join me in the course of today's section, this is it for you. Live participants, thank you so much for believing, for joining us, and I'm going to see you whenever I'm back on this platform. Thank you, Fatima Afolabi Olurunti. Thank you, Baba Ghana. Thank you so much. I will see you very soon. I'll be back. And if you have any message for us at Divine Message Vision UK, you can as well drop that to me at divinemessagefory@gmail.com on probably a health talk, past related topic on our platform. And again, I think I mentioned this last month about the immigration topic that we'll be looking at. We all know in UK here that every April there's always a new law in terms of immigration. So we'll be looking at probably next month or first week next month to bring a guest that will be looking at that section for us. So let's get prepared. Let's look at, when we'll be joining. That will be the first week by God's grace on this platform. So you're all welcome again. Thank you so much for joining me. I cannot love you all less. Thank you. God bless you. Share with your loved ones, and I will be back soon on our platform. Stay blessed, everyone, and bye for now.